And good morning. Yes, we're expecting more rain from the Pineapple Express. Again, still stalling over the area over the next couple of days. Expect mountain showers and possible flooding in our rivers. We'll talk more about that coming up. Also, very warm outside. Step on out. You're not going to need a coat this morning. Look at the temperatures in Yakima right now, 64 degrees. That looks like a daytime high, a little bit cooler as you head into the Columbia Basin. So we're expecting light chances of shower. That subtropical weather is here, bringing those nice warm temperatures where we could be as high as 76 degrees in Hermiston and Pendleton. So look for breezy winds today, mountain showers, and again, rapid snow melt. A weekend cool down, so enjoy these warm temps. They're only here for about 3 days. And today is Let's Laugh Day, so find something joyous to do today as you start out your Thursday. Jade?
All right, coming up on Good Morning Northwest, a Washington State trooper at the center of a deadly crash case is stepping down. The decision comes as the legal process is still unfolding. This morning, we're going to hear from Sarah Clayson's attorney on what her resignation means as this case moves forward. Plus, a police pursuit ends with a crash into a Pasco church. Officers say the suspect didn't get far. Details behind the incident and the charges that now follow. And a growing dispute between Benton and Franklin counties could soon impact juvenile services. Now a recent vote is adding to the divide. Coming up, why officials disagree and what it could cost taxpayers. We have the details on this story and more coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott, and we began this morning with some new developments involving a state trooper and a case tied to a deadly crash. It all comes as Washington State Patrol announced just yesterday that Trooper Sarah Clayson has resigned from her post effective April 1st, 2026. Authorities say that her trial is still ongoing and they will not comment on her service, the events leading to her arrest, or agency processes until court proceedings are complete. Clayson is facing DUI vehicular homicide charges following a deadly crash in Richland in March of 2025. Our team reached out to Sarah Clayson's defense attorney, Scott Johnson, to learn more, and he said in part, quote, "The decision to resign was not made lightly. It reflects the extraordinary pressure and circumstances surrounding this situation, not any admission of wrongdoing, and we ask that it not be mischaracterized." Johnson went on to say that the rush to judgment in the case continues to be both premature and inappropriate. Our client is entitled to the full presumption of innocence, and we expect that right to be respected by the public and the media alike. Johnson ended by saying he will continue to vigorously challenge these allegations and hold the prosecution to its burden of proof. He told us via email that he is confident that a full and fair examination of the evidence will present a far more complete and accurate picture than what has been suggested publicly. We'll, of course, keep you updated. 5:03 now, turning to a crime alert where one person was arrested yesterday morning after crashing head-on into a church in Pasco. Take a look. Big mess to clean up there. It all happened on the 1100 block of Court Street. Pasco police say the driver was allegedly trying to flee police after he was first made contact with in another part of town around 8:30 yesterday morning. Now, luckily no one was injured, but the church did sustain significant damage, as you saw there from this video. After a brief struggle, that driver was taken into custody. He is now facing a number of charges.
I was called by my tenant, and they said that somebody had driven into the building and that there were police on site. The car had hit the building and pulled away and looked like he was trying to hit the building in another spot.
Pasco police tell us they will be releasing some more details about the crash at a later date. Now to a developing situation just outside Kennewick. Benton County Sheriff's deputies and Kennewick police are searching for a wanted man who ran from the scene after crashing a vehicle that he had borrowed into a low wall yesterday afternoon. Crash first reported by neighbors just outside Kennewick city limits at Kellogg and Willamette. Cops say that the man was driving recklessly. A woman who was in the car at the time was detained and interviewed by deputies a few blocks away on Arrowhead near Edison. Now, we know that a law enforcement drone was also deployed and a tow truck later called to take that car away for evidence.
I mean, at this point, there's no danger, no issue to the public. We're not entirely sure why this person ran from the vehicle. It could be a number of things, but right now we're doing a check just to ensure that if we do locate him, we'd like to identify him and figure out who he is.
Alan, no one was injured. The woman who was questioned was released. Deputies say if you know anything about this situation, give them a call. 5:05 now to a story that we've been following this morning. West Benton Fire Rescue explaining its response to a recent house fire outside its district. Officials say the home was not in a fire district, meaning it did not have dedicated fire protection. Crews arrived to find the home mostly engulfed with strong winds, collapsing power lines, and parts of the structure falling. The firefighters took a defensive approach, saying the home could not be saved. Luckily, no injuries were reported, and the homeowner is receiving assistance. Now to an update out of Franklin County. The coroner's office has identified the man found dead in the Columbia River. They say he was 43-year-old Ricardo Aguilar of Pasco. Now, on Monday morning, Franklin County Sheriff's Office found his body in the Columbia River near an industrial dock just south of the port of Pasco after a fisherman on shore reported seeing a body in the water. Coroner's office ruling his death an accident, saying that he drowned in the river. Continuing news out of Franklin County this morning and the growing divide between two counties. Tensions between Benton and Franklin counties continuing to escalate this morning over the future of the juvenile justice services. Benton County commissioners have now voted to waive communication requirements, allowing them to move forward without notifying Franklin County in advance. Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen has more on what this means and how leaders are responding.
The divide between Benton and Franklin counties is deepening over the juvenile detention services. In a special meeting last week, Benton County commissioners approved a resolution removing the requirement to meet with Franklin County and dropping a 90-day notice before making changes tied to the juvenile center.
I move to approve a resolution waiving the requirement to meet and discuss any concerns over juvenile detention.
Franklin County Administrator Brian Danzel says that move adds to the frustrations after a plan Franklin County submitted he says was dismissed.
There was no feedback given as to how we could make it a better plan. And then there was an absolute outright refusal on the part of the bench to even meet with anybody at all from Franklin County.
Danzel says Benton County leaders have suggested Franklin County is slowing things down, which he disputes.
So the idea that we're dragging our feet is just a complete falsehood.
Danzel says the counties have had more constructive talks in recent days and says both counties are trying in good faith to find a way to come to a resolution. But every month the stalemate continues costs Franklin County about $250,000 a month. He says the focus is protecting taxpayers.
I've caught a lot of grief for doing my job, and what my job is to protect the taxpayers of Franklin County. And again, I just want to let folks know that I don't apologize for that. That's what my job is.
As both counties continue toward operating separate juvenile facilities, we reached out to Benton County for a statement. And in that statement, the county says the matter is under internal review and it's not in a position to comment further. For now, it's unclear how this latest move affects the timeline. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
And it all comes as both counties work towards running independent juvenile facilities, with more decisions expected soon. And taking you to Yakima now at 5:09, fire safety was top of mind at the Yakima City Council meeting. During that meeting earlier this month, the council requested more details on fire districts, pending legislation, and overtime costs for 2026. Well, just Tuesday, fire staff provided updates on House Bill 2224 and Senate Bill 6037, which are currently in committee. The discussion also covered how fire protection districts can be formed within city or town boundaries, including required financial plans, public hearings, and governance.
Luckily for us, we're not of a city that's over 500,000. Otherwise, this whole thing that I'm talking about would be exempt, and we wouldn't apply to us because we're too large. Establishing the rate of what the levy would be and the taxes that would be imposed that are all included in a ballot issue that goes before the voters before it can be occur.
Recent overtime costs reported include over $53,000 from the general fund and more from EMS. This all comes as the city of Yakima is facing some extreme budget cuts to public safety. No final decisions have been made yet. 5:10 and continuing coverage, the Citizens for a Better Port made their voices heard at Tuesday night's Richland City Council meeting. Former Benton County District Court Judge and Group Chair Eugene Pratt, along with District 1 petitioner Marie Noorani, urged the council to push for more transparency, stronger financial oversight, and clearer decision-making at the Port of Benton. The group has been active for months, calling for reforms over what they describe as questionable contracts and mismanagement practices, and that could impact taxpayers and local businesses.
I would respectfully submit that this council should demonstrate no less concern for the state as, and arguably more, the residents of the city of Richland, for the thousands of business owners who comply with the law, pay their services, and obtain the permits and inspection required in the Richland Municipal Code.
Now, according to the Citizens for a Better Port, a hearing on the recall is scheduled for March 25th at 9 a.m. at the Benton County Justice Center. And making a difference this morning at the Benton County Courthouse, the county's therapeutic court is celebrating the 3 newest graduates in its Recovery Court program. Recovery Court helps participants dealing with substance abuse and mental health issues get their criminal charges forgiven through a program centered around treatment and accountability. Wednesday, the program's organizers have high praises for the 3 graduates who each braved their struggles with alcohol, drugs, and mental health.
And most importantly, they're honest with themselves and they're honest with the program. And with that, they're able to make the changes and completely transform their lives. It's amazing to see.
So a milestone for another one of the county's therapeutic court is coming up soon, with Mental Health Court ready to celebrate its 10-year anniversary. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, a tense confirmation hearing on Capitol Hill yesterday as a top Homeland Security nominee faces grilling questions. Lawmakers pressing him on leadership, immigration, and the state of the agency. This morning, we head to Capitol Hill to see how Senator Mullen responded and what it could mean for his nomination. And giving you that live look outside this morning, one from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima, the other from our Dust Devils camera in Pasco. Stacy is in for Josh this morning and for the rest of the week, and we're going to check in with her after the break as she lets us know just how warm again it's going to be today. I'm loving it.
In Tri-Cities Real Estate, one group stands above the rest. One group consistently ranks in the top 20% of the region's real estate agents. One group puts a full team of professionals backing your every move to get the best deal at every step. And one group with an award-winning team to give you more insights and help you make more educated decisions. So if you're ready to make your next move with certainty, there's really only one group for you.
Chevy trucks are as capable and dependable as the Chevy people who drive them. You probably know one. Your sister. Your buddy. The ones who always show up. They all have that little extra something. And maybe you got it too.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Right now, get over $7,300 total value on this 2026 Chevy Silverado. Plus, Costco Executive members can get a $1,250 members-only incentive.
Spring is in the air and creativity is blooming at Custer's 27th Annual Spring Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Shop from over 150 Northwest artisans featuring fine art, handcraft, and specialty foods. The variety and quality of work make this popular show a must-see event. Gather your friends for a weekend of creative fun and join us in celebrating and supporting local and regional artists and crafters. Tickets on sale now at custershows.com.
Join us April 18th for the annual Run the River Marathon and Relay presented by Runner Soul. Half Marathon, 5K, and Kids Marathon also available. Run the Columbia River through all 3 Tri-Cities. Enjoy a fast, well-supported course with big water views. Not racing? Volunteer and help power the course. Grab your crew and make memories. Spots are limited, so claim yours now and let's run the river together.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
As a bachelorette, I clearly don't fit into the mold. I am not only looking for someone for myself, but for 3 little kids.
I want to be a father. I want to do all these things.
Let's go.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And good Thursday morning to you. The weekend is right there. You can almost see it, right? Legends Casino Skycam in Richland. It's a nice quiet morning and warm, 57 degrees right now. That humidity sitting at 49%. So out the door, probably not going to need a jacket this morning, at least in the Tri-Cities. Elsewhere, it's even warmer. Check out Yakima right now, sitting at 64 degrees. These temperatures are abnormally warm due to the subtropical moisture we've been getting off of that atmospheric river on top of a huge ridge of high pressure planted over the western U.S. and actually all the way into the Midwest, where record temperatures are breaking in Vegas and places like Phoenix and Albuquerque. So temperatures could be breaking records here, and let's take a look at those around the region, zone by zone. Now, there is a slight chance of rain in the Kittitas Valley today, about 20% chance. Overall, though, you're going to see partly cloudy to little breaks of sunshine during the day. In the Yakima Valley, we'll see temperatures in the 70s all the way up to 75 degrees for Sunnyside. Columbia Basin also very warm. Check out Benton City, 77, Hanford, 77. So very warm, close to records, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Foothills of the Blues, nice and warm, also in the 70s. Look at Lexington, Oregon, 78 degrees today, so nice and warm. Do watch out for the breezy winds. They're going to pick up, especially later in the afternoon. But we'll talk about those record highs and if we're going to see them coming up in just a bit. Jade?
Stacey, thanks. 517 taking you to Capitol Hill now, where President Trump's nominee to lead the Department of Homeland Security faced some sharp questioning from senators during his confirmation hearing. Immigration enforcement, global threats, and a partial government shutdown were all a part of the discussion. This morning, Brian Abel has the highlights from Senator Markwayne Mullins' day on the Hill.
Do you think fighting as a resolution for political difference is a good example for the men and women of ICE and Border Patrol?
In the hot seat on Capitol Hill, Senator Markwayne Mullins testifying during his confirmation hearing to lead the Department of Homeland Security. A tense start as Senator Rand Paul questioned Mullins over his temperament.
Explain to the American public why they should trust a man with anger issues to set the proper example for ICE and Border Patrol agents.
Let me earn your respect. Let me earn the job. I won't fail you. I won't back down from a challenge. And I'll also admit when I'm wrong.
Mullins' confirmation process for DHS Secretary comes after the ouster of Kristi Noem, whose tenure at the top of the department ended in a partial government shutdown, now in its second month, over the agency's immigration enforcement actions. Democrats voting to withhold funding while demanding significant reforms following the killings of Renee Good and Alex Preddy by federal agents in Minneapolis.
In the past 14 months, Secretary Noem has fundamentally broken the American people's trust in the Department of Homeland Security. If confirmed to lead the department, how will you be different from Secretary Noem?
My management style is empowering people. And as I said in my opening statement, I want to protect the homeland. I want to bring peace of mind. And I want to bring confidence back to the agency.
Mullins will next face a full vote in the Senate if the committee approves his nomination. In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
And now the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee is expected to vote today on Mullins' nomination. If approved, the nomination will advance to the full Senate for a final vote, which could come as early as next week. Still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Giving you that live look outside. This one from our Legends Casino and Hotel Sky Camera at Richland's Columbia Point, overlooking the mighty Columbia. When we come back, checking in with Stacy Lee. She'll break down your first alert forecast, let you know what you can expect not only today, but as we make our way towards the weekend.
Thought they were cooling off on the sidelines? Well, they're just getting warmed up.
Surprise, DirecTV got hot. Hey, you know, I played in high school.
Really?
Well, I went to high school. I didn't go to high school.
Anyway, it's never been easier to keep up with your favorite sports on live TV and streaming apps.
So hot.
Wait, there's no ice in yours.
Why would I ruin a perfectly good bath?
The savings continue with Buy Mart's current savings book. Find it online or pick one up in store today. Select Pepsi brand 12 packs or buy 2, get 1 free and are just $8.29 each. Papa Nicholas 80-count single-serve coffee pods are sale priced at $23.99. Save $2 on Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed, sale priced at $24.99. And find 1.5 cubic feet of bagged Filthy Rich potting soil for $8.99. Find even more savings in-store with our extra member discounts only at Buy Mart.
Before you head for the slopes, catch the Apple Valley News Now Northwest Ski Report. It's on air during weather, online at applevalleyNewsNow.com or on our mobile app. The Northwest Ski Report from Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Schweitzer in Sandpoint, Idaho.
Check it out.
We're in this together. Sex and surgery all day. Got this drive inside. Obsession.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health's Prosser General Surgery Center.
At McCurley Subaru, your tax refund arrives at the right time for the Subaru A Lot to Love event. New incentives have been released, giving you more savings. That means your refund can go further, helping lower your monthly payment on a vehicle you rely on every day. Whether you're looking for a brand new Subaru or a McCurley certified pre-owned vehicle, this is a smart window to upgrade. Don't let your refund disappear. Invest it in something newer, safer, and more reliable. McCurley Subaru, your way home.
We need a secure place for our savings after that little girl broke in and...
She broke my little piggy bank.
I checked all my socials and asked around. Little Red Riding Hood and the Three Pigs all said the same thing.
Yep, they say Yakima Federal Savings and Loan is safe and secure.
I bet the big bad wolf can't even get in there.
And there are 10 of them right here in our forest.
Only one local bank is right for a bear's hard-earned honey.
Yakima Federal Savings and Loan. Not too big, not too small, just right. Member FDIC.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
And welcome back. Hope you're having a great Thursday morning. Still a little dark outside, but let's take a live look down into the Yakima Valley by Mart Skycam and Tanum Ridge. 64 degrees, unusually warm. In fact, it's very strange, but Yakima's got this warm pocket of air just sitting on top. Now, humidity is at 29%. That'll probably increase during the day. Winds are light at 6 miles per hour, so very warm. And again, it's all due to this subtropical moisture coming off this atmospheric river. Now it's kind of quieted down a bit, but you can still see the cloud cover. It's going to continue to bring moisture as another low drops in and continues to bring rain from the Hawaiian Islands area. That's where this moisture has been coming from. We could see a stray shower move through the area north of Tri-Cities towards Hanford, Connell, Ritzville area. More mountain showers continue, and then we'll see a couple of stray showers possibly moving through the area in the afternoon and early evening, but very, very light chances. And if we do see any rain, it will be very minimal in the area. The rain continues to fall, though, across the Cascade Mountains, which is melting our snow pretty rapidly, which could lead into some moderate flooding of the Natchez River. We're keeping an eye on that to crest and be at flood stage between Friday and Saturday. So be aware of that, especially if you live near the Natchez River. Here's the crest getting into moderate, so a little over 19 feet. And again, we're expecting that to happen Friday night into Saturday, so be aware of that in the region. Let's talk temps. Yesterday, Yakima hit 73 degrees, did not break a record, but still nice and warm. And if we take a look at the monthly averages, we actually did break a record in Yakima for temperatures back on March 7th at 71 degrees. So the average this time of year is down in the 50s, so keep that in mind. And we'll see temperatures once again in the 70s all through from the Yakima Valley into the Columbia Basin and foothills of the Blues. Cue up the winds. They're going to be a little breezy this afternoon in Ellensburg, Yakima, Tri-Cities, Hermiston, Pendleton, and Walla Walla. Anywhere from 20 to 30, 35 miles an hour this afternoon, so be aware of that. Your overnight lows, once again, 40s and 50s, very warm, very above average. All right, your 7-day planning forecast, look for those breezy winds. We spring forward, or we've already sprung forward, but spring begins officially tomorrow morning, just around 10 a.m. Yakima also looking pretty nice with 73 degrees, spring 71. The big cool down, though, for the weekend, look at that. And then more chances of rain and stormy weather as we get into the first part of next week. Tri-Cities looking pretty good overall in the region. Hermiston also looking for some nice days with those temperatures going from the upper 70s down to the low 60s. And in Walla Walla, we also have a nice couple of warm days dropping into the 50s with rain showers on the way. Jade?
Thanks, Stacey. 5:25 still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Disney is doubling down on two of its biggest animated hits, from Lilo and Stitch to The Incredibles. Sequels are officially on the way. This morning we're going to see what's next for these franchises and what's new from Jane Fonda and Iron Maiden. Your Hollywood Minute coming up next.
At McCurley Chevrolet, your tax refund arrives at the right time. New incentives have been released, giving you more savings. That means your refund can go further, helping lower your monthly payment on a vehicle you rely on every day. Whether you're looking at a brand new Chevrolet or a McCurley certified pre-owned vehicle, this is a smart window to upgrade. Don't let your refund disappear. Invest it in something newer, safer, and more reliable. McCurley Chevrolet, your way home.
Is my used car cursed? Why is this load taking 2 hours?
Third rinse cycle commencing.
How do they know this car seat is safe?
I don't know. They've got people who do that.
But who's they?
You shouldn't have to question everything. For 90 years, Consumer Reports has been testing, reviewing, and advocating for you for answers you don't have to question. Consumer Reports. We never stop questioning.
Thinking about taking a break from the gas pump? Spring into savings with a new fuel-efficient hybrid electric vehicle from Overturf Kia. Show up and show off in a new class-leading turbocharged 2026 Sportage HEV or 2026 Sorento Hybrid with standard third-row seating. Either one can be yours for 0% APR for 48 months and make your first payment up to 90 days after driving it home. Test drive today at Overturf Kia. Overturf Kia, Highway I-182 and Road 100 exit on St. Thomas Drive, Pasco.
I think this is my favorite. Hon, what do you think of this?
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Don't relocate, renovate. Avoid rising interest rates by changing your bathroom, not your home. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Nob Hill Casino invites you to have a ball. Not only do we have the friendliest dealers in town, but our progressive games have amazing jackpots. Play great Vegas-style table games 7 days a week. And when you join our Players Club, you'll unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Plus, Players Club members automatically take part in our Have a Ball drawing every hour on the half hour from 9:30 to 2:30. So grab your friends and take the short drive to Nob Hill Casino, where the locals come to win.
This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Taking a look at your entertainment news this morning. Disney is bringing back two of its biggest animated hits, and there's also a new project for Oscar winner Jane Fonda.
Big news here, and a new documentary putting the spotlight on the legendary rock band. It's all ahead in your Hollywood Minute. Here's David Daniel with more.
Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten.
Disney hasn't forgotten the billion-dollar success of Lilo and Stitch. It's announced a sequel to the live-action family film is due to arrive in theaters Memorial Day weekend 2028. And a decade after Incredibles 2 soared onto the big screen, Disney has slated Incredibles 3 for June 16th, 2028, 3 weeks after Lilo and Stitch 2.
They're the glue that hold communities together.
Lionsgate has won a bidding war for Jane Fonda's next movie, The Correspondent, based on Virginia Evans' best-selling novel. The two-time Oscar winner is set to play a retired lawyer and avid letter writer who's forced to deal with a painful chapter of her past.
The press were saying Maiden are dead. We have grunge.
You see, I've got throat cancer. It's my brother. He could die. We were just up against it. And I like that. That's a challenge.
Iron Maiden, Burning Ambition features the heavy metal legends reflecting on their half-century of music. The official trailer just debuted. The documentary arrives in theaters for a limited run May 7th. Hanging with Eddie in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
I love a documentary.
Documentaries are good, and some new animated movies. Yes. I have a new grandbaby on the way, so perfect excuse to, you know,
yes,
the theater.
I know, it's so fun. And you're a big Iron Maiden fan yourself, aren't you?
I did. I was like, yes, I saw them in LA back in, like, I don't know, 80 something.
That's awesome, in their prime.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A bowling night with a bigger purpose behind it. A community fundraiser aiming to keep a local school district open. This morning, we're going to see how the event is helping reach a major goal and why the need is urgent. Plus, a local school is making a major shift toward clean energy. The goal is to cut costs and improve reliability. In your 5:30 half hour, we're going to break down how the project works and what it means for students going forward. It's all on Good Morning Northwest coming up in your next half hour, but first, here's your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the FBI is buying American location data. Director Kash Patel confirming to Congress that his agency purchases commercially available information that could be used to track an individual's movements. One Democratic senator calling that outrageous and dangerous. An AI agent is being blamed for a security breach at Meta. An employee reportedly used an in-house AI agent that posted an answer to a question even though it wasn't directed to do so. It then led to a domino effect that gave engineers access to a system without permission. Finally, Amazon is reportedly planning to cut the number of packages it ships through the U.S. Postal Service by at least 2/3. That would seriously reduce one of the Postal Service's most reliable revenue streams. Wall Street Journal reports the move is a reaction to delayed talks about shipping contracts. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Hannah Batab.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I did not check who was behind me at the game. Dude, she just pointed at me. That's crazy. Checking Allstate first was the right move. I love you! I love you! Not checking who was sitting behind me was humbling.
That's her mom. That's Mrs. Betts.
Yeah, check Allstate first. You could save hundreds. Go Bruins.
Go Bruins. Dana's workout has taken a strange turn. This is wonderful news.
Wonderful.
Because she's sleeping well and dreaming thanks to her Inspire implant, a proven sleep apnea treatment when CPAP doesn't work. Learn more and view safety info at inspiresleep.com.
You're feeding my grand dog Blue, right?
Purina One.
But Blue's got deboned chicken, chicken meal, brown rice, oatmeal, barley.
Purina One has chicken, rice flour, corn gluten meal, whole grain corn, chicken byproduct meal.
Let's switch to Blue.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott, and we want to head over to the weather wall where Stacy Lee is standing by, talking about another warm day, I'm hoping, because it's just feels good.
It's been warm. It's very warm this morning, as a matter of fact. You're probably not going to need a coat. I know Josh likes to give you guys the coat cast. Don't need it today, just saying. We still have this Pineapple Express bringing warm subtropical temperatures and warm air as well as rain. It continues to brew and spread across our Cascade Mountains, and some of it could slide into our area later today, but overall we're going to be nice and dry. But look at these warm temperatures. 63 right now, Walla Walla, 64 in Yakima, and these are, you know, what your overnight lows should be. Now, it is going to be a little breezy this afternoon in the Columbia Basin. We're already seeing some breezy winds up at White Pass this morning and down the Columbia River Gorge. So slight chances of rain, very little through the area. Look at our temperatures in the 70s. 76 for Pendleton and Hermiston, 74 Walla Walla, so very warm. But again, these gusty winds will pick up in the afternoon. Be aware of that. So get ready for those breezy winds, a weekend cool down, and today on your Thursday, it's called Let's Laugh Day. So go ahead and do that and take on your Thursday with a little smile on your face. Jade?
Thanks, Stacy. We begin this half hour of news looking ahead as the Prescott School District is in danger of closing due to financial issues. Now it's inspiring one local community service club to take action. This morning, Apple Valley News Now's Caleb Stipkovitz takes you to the Atomic Bowl in Richland, where a fundraiser is planned for tonight.
The college students of the Mid-Columbia Rotaract Club are showing that you're never too young to make a difference, and that difference is coming in the form of a bowling night.
We have a bowling night fundraiser planned for the Prescott School District. The Prescott School District is on the brink of closure, so my team and I, Mid-Columbia Rotaract, is coming along and trying to help raise funds for the school district.
If the Prescott School District isn't able to stay open, it will impact around 300 kids. The school district says that it needs to raise $1 million to stay afloat, and it's raised around half of that so far through various measures. And Thursday evening's fundraiser serves as another opportunity to chip away at the district's goal.
People can expect to come and bowl for a good cause. That $5 covers well over 3 hours of bowling from 9:30 to 1 a.m. And that $5 will get you unlimited rounds of bowling and bowling shoes.
And although $5 is the sticker price for the bowling night, the students say that they will gladly accept larger donations as well. And if you want to get a lane Thursday evening, just be aware the club is expecting quite the crowd.
Yeah, we expect more than 500 people from Tri-Cities and from around also Tri-Cities. Just support the project and support the Prescott School District and support the students who is going to be in need in the future.
The student organizers say that attendees can start to bowl once they pay the $5 fee at the front. Reporting from Richland, Caleb Sipkovitz, Apple Valley News Now.
And Atomic Bowl is located at 624 Wellesian Way in Richland. And in an education alert this morning, a clean energy project at Valley View Elementary in Toppenish is entering its final phase, aimed at cutting costs and boosting emergency preparedness. The Toppenish School District is installing a solar and battery system using a grant. Officials say it'll lower energy costs and keep the school running during outages while serving as an emergency hub. Now, crews have completed the concrete pad as installation approaches.
So when they've looked at the projected cost savings in just 1 year, they anticipate an average of about $23,000 in energy costs per year being reduced.
District leaders say once the system is operational, it will also provide hands-on learning opportunities for students to better understand renewable energy. 537, taking you to Kennewick now, where city leaders are working to take control of key waterfront land along the Columbia River. City is pursuing a shoreline reconveyance to transfer land from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, including Columbia Park and areas near the Blue Bridge. Officials say local control would allow for more flexibility for future use.
We're ready to go to the feds and go through the congressional process to get that lands reconveyed from the Army Corps back to the city.
Officials say the city is also working on additional improvements in Columbia Park, including plans for a new splash pad. 537 still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A brand new school and a baseball team writing its first chapter. No seniors, a young roster, and a program starting from scratch. Coming up, we'll see how the Lobos are already making history and what their first win means moving forward. Talking sports after the break. And giving you a live look outside this morning, this one from our Central Washington outdoor camera, the rodeo grounds in Ellensburg. Stacey Lee will join us when we come back to break down your first alert forecast.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
With approximately 1 in 8 people using GLP-1 drugs, a lot has changed in how people go about losing weight, and that includes at the grocery store. This morning on GMA, the surprising GLP-1 effect that's actually changing grocery stores. This morning on Good Morning America.
Some mornings, I get a little extra help. Always. Memories are made in the kitchen. Find the right appliance to make more of them at Fred's.
At Fred's Appliance, all Bosch appliances are on sale. Save up to $300 on select Bosch dishwashers. Swing by Fred's Appliance today. We sell appliances, only appliances.
It's the wall-to-wall sale at Furniture Row, and that means everything is on sale. Like sofas with contemporary elegance and lasting value, to deep-seated reclining comfort, dining tables that fuse form and function, to classic charm with contemporary silhouettes, organic modern beds with minimalist lines, to simple elegance and cool, calming versatility. Plus, save up to $200 on our Denver Mattress Luxe lineup. Shop the comfort, the style, the selection, the savings. During the wall-to-wall sale, only at Furniture Row.
Before you head for the slopes, catch the Apple Valley News Now Northwest Ski Report. It's on air during weather, online at applevalleyNewsNow.com, or on our mobile app. The Northwest Ski Report from Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Schweitzer in Sandpoint, Idaho.
Check it out.
We're in this together. Sex and surgery all day.
Got this drive inside. Obsession.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health's Prosser General Surgery Center.
These days, the world is moving faster than ever, but I like to say, not so fast when it comes to a progressive disease like chronic kidney disease. Jardiance is a little pill proven to slow the progression of CKD and reduce the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Find the goodness of slow by saying, not so fast, CKD. Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
As a bachelorette, I clearly don't fit into the mold. I am not only looking for someone for myself, but for 3 little kids.
I want to be a father. I want to do all these things.
Let's go.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And good Thursday morning to you. Take a look. There's the weekend. It's right in front of us as we get to this warm Thursday morning. Check out these temperatures outside in the Tri-Cities right now. 57 degrees. Traffic moving along nicely on I-182. That humidity up to 49%. So that's that subtropical air on top of that atmospheric river, keeping us very, very warm. Look at Yakima right now, 64 degrees, almost 20-degree difference between Yakima and Ellensburg right now. 60 in Pendleton, 63 in Walla Walla. And the heat dome continues to spread that warmth all across the western part of the United States. That's the case. What is that doing to our snowpack? Well, we had all that snow last week. If we're taking a look at Schweitzer Mountain today, we're not predicting any snow. Maybe as the weekend cools down, but they're keeping their base of 25 inches, so that is good news. But 49 degrees up there. Look at Bluewood. We have a slight chance of maybe rain, maybe a speck of snow, but too warm for that. 54 degrees there. And sliding over to White Pass, 47 degrees again. Chance of rain at 70%, and the winds are a little bit breezy up in the area. So keep that in mind if you're planning on recreating in the mountains this weekend. All right, so right now our breezy and gusty winds are still there up at White Pass. Lighter winds in the Yakima Valley, a little breezy in the Tri-Cities, and that kicks up all the pollen. Yes, first pollen forecast of the year, and the pollen counts are very high, as you can see here, and they get extremely high going into the weekend. So start taking those allergy meds now. Jade?
Thanks, Stacey. 5:43 across the diamond this morning. Sageview High School is stepping into its first season. Every team looking to establish a foundation in year one. Now this morning, Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable shows us how the Lobos are doing just that.
Sageview High School opened its doors in August 2025. Now in the back end of the school year, the novelty of going to a new school may have worn off, but the baseball team feels brand new.
Oh, I'm fired up. I'm so excited. I feel like we have a good team to win a lot of games here, so just ready to work and get after it.
There are pros and cons to having a brand new team. A con would be that Sageview does not have a senior class this year, making their team younger than almost every other school's. On the other hand, it represents a blank canvas for the coaching staff to build from.
It's an amazing opportunity to kind of mold a program into the image that you want it to be, and we're really excited on player development and getting, guys that can be molded and can be kind of worked and kind of build the culture into what we want it to be. So I think that was the most appealing thing to me, was being able to make it the way we wanted to make it, and I think the kids are buying in greatly, and a lot of great character on this team.
So far this season, Sageview has played 2 games. They lost their first game to Prosser, but then got their very first win in school history against Ephrata.
felt like we had pressure on us and everything, and we came out and tried our best, and it just didn't come out our way. But we came out yesterday and we fought hard, and we came out with a win, and it was just crazy. The first win as a Lobo was kind of nice. Kind of cool, you know? I was just going to tell everybody that I was a part of the first win for Sageview, and it's just something to feel accomplished about.
Playing in the Mid-Columbia Conference, the Lobos will face tough competition with 3 schools coming off state tournament appearances. With those schools trying to recreate last year's success, Sageview tries to set the bar for what this program can be capable of. In Pasco, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
And the team is made up of students who transferred from other schools in the Tri-Cities. They now prepare for their first conference game, taking on Kennewick next week. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Giving you a live look outside from right here at Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. Coming up, we have your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. And of course, Stacey Lee is back with your full First Alert forecast.
At the Pacific Campus, our medical care for seniors is built with intention. We take time, we listen, we create personalized plans designed for strength, clarity, and longevity. And because your care is inside the PC, wellness isn't separate from your healthcare. It's part of it. Membership isn't required, but many choose it to stay active and connected. Call, text, or stop by. We're always here for you. Your fourth quarter matters. Let's play it strong.
Hey Ham Fam, Easter is April 5th, and when family gathers, spend less time cooking and more time with them. At Honey Baked Ham, we have everything for your Easter feast, like our fully cooked spiral cut ham dripping with our famous glaze, or serve up a smoked or oven roasted turkey breast, or our perfectly seasoned, deliciously marbled prime rib. Add delicious sides and desserts, and your Easter dinner is ready to enjoy. Order online or give us a call today. Honey Baked Ham, helping you enjoy your time together.
Another day, same pain, same meds, same struggling for symptom relief. Injections like Humira and Enbrel work similarly to treat moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis or psoriatic arthritis. But if your symptoms haven't improved enough, Rinvoq works differently. It's a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve RA and PSA joint pain, stiffness, and swelling as fast as 2 weeks for some. Even after 3 years, many people felt this relief. In PSA, Rinvoq can leave skin noticeably clearer.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Do something different. Ask your doctor if switching to Rinvoq is right for you.
How does it look so far?
Great.
Comfortable?
Yes.
Times and places all in who you share them with. Joy,
I got in.
who you share it with.
This is a great view, so
Who you share it with.
Wendy Redmond, only one station. Apple Valley News Now.
On your side.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacey Lee.
Good Thursday morning to you. Weekend is almost here. Let's take a live look in Ellensburg this morning at the fairgrounds there. You guys can take a look during the day and watch the construction progress as it's been going in Ellensburg. So 47 degrees there, mostly clear skies. That humidity is up, so it feels pretty warm outside if you step out in Ellensburg. That's due to atmospheric river, Pineapple Express, whatever you want to call it. It's been inundating us with lots of moisture on the west side of the state and our Cascade Mountains. And we're going to continue to see a couple of stray showers moving through the area a little bit later this morning, maybe a couple of sprinkles up towards Connell, Moses Lake, and Ritzville. And then as the day comes along, we could see a stray shower move through the Columbia Basin and once again up to the North Connell, Dayton, and Pullman. So watch for a stray shower around the area. And that rain has been causing our snow melt or our snowpack to melt, which could create some moderate flooding. We're keeping a close eye on the Natchez River over the next couple of days. It's running fast, it's running high, the water is cold, so it's dangerous to recreate. And then we're going to get over our bank, looks like on Friday into Saturday. Shouldn't last long, shouldn't be catastrophic flooding, but definitely some water on the roadways. Let's talk about temperatures. We hit 73 degrees yesterday in Yakima. The average for this time of year is 57, so very, very warm. However, didn't break a record. Overnight lows, though, could be breaking records because they should be down in the 30s. Now, Yakima did break a warm record back on March 7th, 71 degrees. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as far as your high temperatures go. It's going to be a warm day. Enjoy it. Again, a few clouds lingering around and some breezy afternoon winds, but I like the look of those temperatures. The winds are going to pick up like I said, later in the day, especially in the Kittitas Valley. Columbia Basin also seeing those breezy to gusty winds. All right, let's take a look at our temps overnight tonight. Once again, very warm, above average in the 40s and the 50s. Here's the extended forecast. We've got breezy winds with a slight chance of rain today. First day of spring kicks off on Friday, and then look at this big cool down, but overall pretty nice for the weekend. I'll step out here and let you guys look at Yakima's 7-day forecast. Pretty similar, staying in the 70s through Friday and then back to the 50s. So a little bit of a roller coaster ride as far as your temperatures go. Tri-Cities is also looking at breezy winds. First day of spring on Friday with 60-degree temps next week. Enjoy your 70s. Pretty warm for the next couple of days in Hermiston, and then we cool back down. The weekend isn't looking too bad around the region. There is a slight chance of rain a little closer to the foothills of the Blues in Walla Walla. So nice looking forecast. First day of spring is tomorrow in the early morning hours, and we'll talk more coming up. Jade?
Now, the morning sprint.
Thanks, Stacey. 5:51, time for your morning sprint. And we start with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. Washington State Patrol trooper at the center of a deadly crash case is now resigning. Trooper Sarah Clayson's resignation takes effect April 1st, according to the agency. Officials say her trial is still ongoing and they are not commenting further until proceedings are complete. Clayson is facing DUI vehicular homicide charges tied to a deadly crash in Richland of March of last year. And one person's in custody after crashing into a church in Pasco Wednesday morning. Police say the driver was trying to flee officers after initial contact in another part of town. Crash happened on Court Street, causing significant damage to the building. You see it there on your screen. Authorities say luckily no one was hurt, but after a brief struggle, that driver was arrested, now facing multiple charges. Pasco police say more details will be released later. And the Franklin County Coroner's Office has identified the man found in the Columbia River earlier this week. Officials say he is 43-year-old Ricardo Aguilar of Pasco. He was discovered Monday near a industrial dock just south of the Port of Pasco after a fisherman reported seeing a body in the water. Coroners ruled the death an accident, saying that he drowned. Authorities have not released any additional details about just how he ended up there. And West Benton Fire Rescue explaining its response to a house fire outside its service district. Officials say the home did not have dedicated fire protection, and crews arrived to find it already fully engulfed in flames. There were strong winds down to power lines and structural concerns, which made conditions even more dangerous. Firefighters say they took a defensive approach, focusing on safety rather than saving the structure. No injuries reported. The homeowner is receiving assistance. And the divide between Benton and Franklin counties is growing over juvenile detention services. Benton County commissioners recently approved a resolution removing requirements to meet with Franklin County before making changes tied to their juvenile center. Now, Franklin County officials say that move adds to ongoing frustrations, especially after their proposals were dismissed. They also say the ongoing stalemate is costing taxpayers thousands each month. Benton County says that the issue is under internal review and is still unclear how this will impact future plans. 5:53 in your national headlines this morning. Criticism of Israel from President Trump over the war with Iran. State media in Tehran reporting new attacks on its oil production facilities and the world's largest natural gas field. In a post on Truth Social late last night, President Trump says Israel lashed out in anger and the U.S. knew nothing about the attack on South Pars gas field. Now the president is calling for an end to all strikes on energy targets, saying Israel will no longer strike the facility unless provoked. Iran wasted no time in firing back at oil facilities around the Persian Gulf. Qatar reports extensive damage at its main energy hub. In that same post, President Trump warning if Iran continues to attack Qatar, the U.S. will, quote, massively blow up the entirety of the South Pars gas field at an amount of strength and power that Iran has never seen or witnessed before. Business headlines at 5:54 now. Oil prices spiking once again after news of those strikes in the Middle East on their energy infrastructure. It has spooked the markets early yesterday. We'll see how they open today. Iran's news agencies reported U.S.-Israeli strikes hit key oil and natural gas infrastructure later in the day. Reports came in that Iran struck facilities in Qatar, like I just mentioned, with other threats intercepted in Saudi Arabia. Now, Brent crude is the global oil benchmark. It topped $110 a barrel yesterday, while U.S. crude was pushing near $100 a barrel. 5:55 in your health headlines. A new study shows the heart benefits of GLP-1 medications are short-lived. It's been known that injected GLP-1 reduces the risk for heart attacks, strokes, and other heart problems. Researchers discovering that benefit goes away when you stop the drug. It does so twice as fast as it took to build it up. So if you spend 3 years on the drug, building heart benefits, they are erased in about 18 months after you stop taking it. Study looked at more than 330,000 patients. They were all taking the medication for type 2 diabetes and not weight loss. And talking sports this morning, WNBA and its players union have agreed in principle on a new collective bargaining agreement. Deal reached just yesterday, coming after more than 16 months of negotiations. New salary system had become the main point of contention. Players put the issue front and center last year when they wore shirts reading, "Pay us what you owe us." They did that in an all-star game in Indianapolis. Now, final details, including the length of the agreement, still being worked out. All right, 5:56 trending this morning. There was, this is funny. I saw this on the internet this morning. There was a furry surprise for some Australian travelers on Wednesday. Take a look.
There you go. Can you spot it? A wild opossum was found sitting among a bunch of stuffed animals at a gift shop in Tasmania's Hobart Airport.
That's funny. That made me giggle this morning when I saw it. So a passerby recorded the marsupial, who was described as an airport employee, as, quote, pretty comfortable with his friends there. The opossum later left the shop and walked around the terminal.
Now, that does not look like our possums we have here. They have really creepy teeth, and yeah, I don't see a lot of them, but I
don't want to see a lot of them.
In Southern California, they're everywhere. When I grew up, possums were everywhere. And they literally, when they, possum,
yeah,
they like freeze and play dead. But they're scary. They have big teeth.
I know, they're kind of gross looking. That one was kind of cute.
He was cute.
And I don't normally say stuff like that.
That's funny.
All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in your 6 o'clock hour, the future of Kennewick's waterfront under discussion as city leaders are now pursuing local control of some key areas. This morning, we're going to explore what that means for Columbia Park and beyond. Plus, a local group is pushing for more oversight at the Port of Benton. They took their concerns to Richland City Council, and now this morning we're going to break down what they're calling for and what's next in the process. And giving you a live look outside from right here at our Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick, Stacy, tell me it's going to be nice again.
Be warm.
I love it.
Stick around for that full forecast coming up.